there's a lot of folks in that I mentor or interact with that there's like a visceral sort of resistance to change. And I've really grappled with that. It's been a topic for the last 6 months with my coach. Like, how do I interact with people's resistance to change? Why is there a resistance to change? It's important to understand, why do people in general, I'm not talking to you guys, don't take this personal, but why do people in general resist change? Fear, right? Now, absolutely, right? And fear comes from, it's one of the 6 human needs. Uncertainty. Now, here's the rub. Here's what creates polarity or inner friction within us. What's our first human need? Certainty. What's the next human need? Uncertainty or variety. So on the one hand, we all have a psychological what? Need, not a want. Guys, it's a must. We're all striving to achieve certainty in our relationships. We have a need for certainty that we've got a place to sleep at night. We all have a need for certainty that we've got something to eat. Like, it's a psychological human need is for things for us to have a level of certainty in various aspects of our life. But if we had absolute certainty about everything in our life, that would be what? What would the experience be? Boring. So God in our infinite wisdom also gave us a need for variety or uncertainty, right? So that's the juxtaposition. Now, just like making decisions from or remaining in a physiological state of fear or uncertainty, right? We have a choice to make. We can reside there, or we can choose to look at it from gratitude. In this organization, do we change frequently? Right? And there's going to be an inherent level of like frustration or fear or uncertainty about it, right? And whether or not we accept it or move towards the gratefulness of that we're continually growing is going to have us show up in a certain way, or if we stay in that state of being fearful of change, right, that's going to produce a very different result or a very different experience for you. So I'm inviting you to actually embrace change. Not only that, but I'd like to invite you to consider a metaphor about change, right? And that is, if you think about it, so I'm going to use a metaphor so we just kind of think about it in a different way. If all your life you've identified as a square, I'm a square guy, I've got square beliefs, I've got my life all squared away, and you decide that you're going to change. You know what? You reach a time in your life that you decided, you know what? I want more out of life. I want more happiness. I want more fulfillment. I want more progress. I want to experience more growth. And so you decide, I'm going to double down on change. And you do. You double down on change. But over time, what ends up happening? Over time, you go, you know, I'm grateful for the amount that I've changed, but in the end, I'm still a square. I really want to change. I'm really not achieving the level of happiness and fulfillment and growth that I want to achieve. I got it. You know what? I'm going to be a triangle. That's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a triangle. Triangles are cool. Triangles have like a point. Like they have like a direction that they're going. That's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a triangle. So now I eat triangle food called Doritos. I have love triangles. Don't go there. I go to triangle seminars, and I hang out with triangle people. But at a certain point, I decide, you know what? I'm really not quite as happy or as fulfilled as I could be. So I'm going to just double down, and I'm really going to do this triangle shit. I'm going to be the best triangle there possibly can be. And you go to work at it. You go to work at being the best triangle you can possibly be. But at the end of the day, over time, you realize that you're still just a triangle. So you start looking around. I know. Come on, that's a pretty good circle.
I was. I don't know. You got a little flatness over here.
Okay. Give me a redo. I'm changing. Guys, I'm changing. I'm going to be a circle. Look, circles don't have any harsh edges. Circles are going to be more into like Tai Chi. Circles believe in karma. Circles believe that what goes around comes around. Look, there's no harsh. You know what I'm going to be? I'm going to be a circle. And so I find me some circle friends. I go to circle seminars. I start eating round food like apples. And I just feel pretty good about in fact, when things happen in my life, right? Let's say I get fired from a job. I get fired from a job and I go, you know what? Didn't really like that job anyways. So I didn't get fired. I quit because I didn't like that job anyways. Because things for me just go round and round. There's no beginning. There's no end. I'm just a circle. But after a while, by the way, what does a circle think about the other type of people? Yeah, they'll come around. After a while, though, I realized, I don't know, I'm just not as happy or as fulfilled as I think I could be. I think I need to change. You get what I'm saying here? A lot of times what we associate change with is actually changing something physically or changing something two-dimensionally on the surface. Guys, what we're talking about with respects to change and what we're introducing is this. I haven't done this in a long time. But who said that? Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of change, I want to introduce to you our new presentation drawer. Is that you that said that? Shayla, our new. Speaking of change, what is this? A cube. Look, what we're wanting, I've really grappled with in this room as we continue to grow, right? I get a resistance to change. And look, it's a very natural thing, right? For some of you who have gone to our immersion events like Tony Robbins, right? And you've gone on your own, typically what you find in those types of events where you're leaving family members or spouses at home, typically what you find is you've got a spouse or a family member at home that is real concerned about what? What are you doing? Why are you, are you not going to love me? They're concerned about you changing. Why? It's the fear of the unknown. They're fearful that you're going to... Now look, they love you, but they're fearful that your growth is going to mean distance between you. What change literally is a destruction of what once was and something new. And it does. It elicits a certain amount of fear or a certain amount of resistance, right? What I would invite you to do is to consider we're not encouraging you to change. Are we changing a square or are we adding more depth to what's already there? Can a cube accept a triangle or a circle, right? If you have a box. Look, what we're encouraging you to do, and I'd invite you to adapt the metaphor, instead of looking at our growth as an organization or your personal growth, instead of looking at it as change, to really understand that what's already there is beautiful. What's already there works in different levels and different aspects of your life. What we're encouraging you and inviting you to do is to actually expand the depth of who you are and actually reach within and utilize some of those underutilized gifts and strengths that are already there. Because God created us equal. Equal. God created us equal. I was listening to Yanni last night. One of my favorite things is his live performance at the Acropolis, and he was talking about that he'd listened to an interview of the astronauts. And one of the things that struck him was that an astronaut said that as the space shuttle was traveling over the top of Europe and he's looking down at the beautiful planet, he realized it was very difficult to discern different countries. Why? There's no borders in the ground. The borders are what? Man-made. They don't really exist, except as a creation of what we've created. And what he realized, what Yanni realized, is that the best things that have ever been done, the best inventions that have ever been made, originated from a single thought within the mind. And that if that person is capable of that thought, we're all capable of that level of genius, of that level of creativity, of that level of passion. We're all capable of that. It really comes down to whether or not we tap into the gifts that are already there.